Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team pick.
Vengeful spirits.
Dire team pick.
Dark Seer.
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining.
Bang.
Radiant team pick.
Gyrocopter.
Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban.
As in Southeast Asia Customs, purple for at least one team, and it's Darkseer and Bane for tearing this time. And we were gonna have a Vengeful Spirit pick up first for first
10
departure together with the
seconds
Gyrocopter. And if we saw first departure yesterday, which we did, we know
5 seconds
that
remaining.
it's not really all too common for them. I say for them because for other teams in other regions, I mean, they are two very strong heroes and they are in high contention, so it's no surprise to see them picked up in the first two. But interesting to see them picked up on the side of first departure. Curious to see how they will run things and what kind of plan they have in mind. We got Oracle removed from the pool. Guys, all the oracles all the oracles yesterday that we saw in the games of the Southeast Asia, did they all lose? I want to say yes. Anyways, we have an Invoker removed, as well as the Chen and a Viper, and I do agree with those three for sure. With the Queen of Pain Tusk and Juggernaut Undying removed by first departure. You know what's interesting, guys? We started casting Southeast Asia on Friday, right? And Friday there was, and Friday, and also in the drafts that I saw from the day before, where I tried to, you know, just minor research, I can call it, because it wasn't actually that really research, but just to check some drafts from other games. Faces Void was a hero that a lot of people really liked, a lot of teams really liked. And then on Friday we saw Faces Void, I think first picked three or three times, I think 3 or 2 times. And they all lost. Like, they all lost quite heavily, actually. I think we saw Faces Void lose yesterday as well. And it's surprising to me that we see that, well, it's not surprising to me, it's interesting to me that we see the meta change to this extent already over these 4 days. Makes me excited for the days to come and for the time we're still up into the major. We still have so many changes. You know what I noticed? There are really not that many tournaments going on in between this Shanghai major and previous one. Or even in this specific patch, there haven't been a lot of tournaments. There's basically Summit and WCA. That's it. Obviously, coming week there'll still be Star Ladder. But there's not that many online tournaments. There's not a lot of practice in officials for the teams. So the fact that we see the meta shifts as much as it does right now, it's promising, guys. It really is promising because we are. I think we are still like. the start of the patch in terms of people figuring out what they can do with all the things that have been changed. As Razor is the pickup. They actually thought a long time about that, guys. I mean, we knew that we were going to pick up a core. At least I expected to be picked up a core because that just basically makes them able to respond better to whatever first part is going to do. Because the Gyrocopter Defense Force pickups is not that much. It's basically saying, hey, we got 2 heroes that are strong in any type of lineup that we want to run. So Terran doesn't really know what to counter yet. Do they want to counter any pushes? Do they want to counter heavy ganking? Razor kind of make sure that you have a core that fits into everything, that can do a lot of different things there. So Nightstalker picked up at first departure though. I really like that hero. Hopefully, well, probably will be picked up as a sort of like a roaming hero. I haven't seen it as a core in a while.
10 seconds remaining.
We saw Nightstalker
5 seconds remaining.
not too long ago, but it was on the European region. But Nightstalker can make a lot happen. And I mean, like, you know what I really want to see?
10
You know what we
seconds
saw
remaining.
yesterday? And unfortunately, we won't see it today because Fnatic did make it through. But we saw a support Kunkka in the mid lane, helping out. I think his Nyx assassin. It's so fun to see. He was so good. Support Kunkka. We had seen it more often. I think it was the second time that we saw it last year. But I really like the impact that Chrissy had. On the support Kunkka.
10 seconds remaining. 5
Zeus picked up my
seconds
tiring.
remaining.
One of the reasons why Zeus is picked up against Nightstalker, I actually had a conversation about this before I went to Nanyang. Before I went to Nanyang, I tried to prepare for the event in a different way than I normally do. So I basically contacted a lot of players, or not a lot, just a few players, one of each team. Not even one of each team, just a few players, to talk to them about the game, about the patch, about things I was wondering about. And at that point, Nightstalker support was a big thing and was picked up a lot. And I talked to P about Nightstalker support, and he didn't like the hero, even though at that point he was considered slightly overpowered, or at least super strong. He didn't really like it because it changed the way you play because of the vision game that you have. You basically are forced to have
Dire team ban.
something in your power, something in your arsenal of heroes that will also get you the counter vision somehow, that can stop that Nightstalker impact. You can, or rather, lessen the Nightstalker impact, because you can't stop the Nightstalker impact. Obviously, you can't start lightning bolting all the time. But
10
Zeus
seconds
is one of the
remaining.
heroes that he mentioned in terms of having some sort of counter
5 seconds
regarding
remaining.
vision. So you have Zeus. Basically, Venomancer, of course, was set as well as Ancient Apparition and Clockwork
Reserve
with
time.
the flares and the ultis, but just get that extra vision up there. But I like the Zeus pickup
Radiant
because of that
team
as well.
ban.
Also scout out the Bat Rider if he's hiding along the trees, if you just want to scout things out. And Bat Rider, of course, a really great combination together with the Night Stalker, because you do get that vision, and you can just jump forward and grab someone if Night Stalker gets the vision for you.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, good hero to pick up.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Dire team pick.
There goes the Ancient Apparition, removed from the pool. Now, that could be that they removed that hero because of the vision that they want to save it, but could also have something to do with the fact that they might still want to pick up a hero that has some healing capabilities. Not too sure.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds.
See what they go for though. They don't have any bonus time left. I would really like to see support that might pair up well with the Bane.
Radiant team pick.
Not really pairs up. This hero doesn't really pair up with the Bane, but I do like the hero a lot for a different reason. They now have some solid pushing, and if we saw yesterday, when we saw the games yesterday, we saw that the pushing power of the teams, even if it was just with the one hero, like Shadow Shaman with the swords, it can make a big difference.
10 seconds.
You can make sure that you can turn a push, you can turn a successful gank or successful
5
kill
seconds
into one or maybe even 2 towers if you're lucky in terms of positioning.
Reserve
The Departure
time.
doesn't have that yet. They do have more chance to maybe get a successful gank with the Night Stalker there. What if the Night Stalker gets a gank? Night Stalker is one of those heroes that will dive, will kill you. Who's then gonna back him up in terms of tower push? Is it gonna be the mid hero that they pick up? Is it gonna be a Dragon Knight? Or will they go for something else entirely? We had the Shadow Fiend ban out retiring, so they don't want to deal with that. I mean, also you gotta look at a potential mech carrier, perhaps, because so far, First Departure doesn't really have that. Shadow Fiend sometimes builds a mech. Viper was already removed from the pool. Taking their time to think about which heroes they're gonna go for, and well, I was not really expecting this one. Not really a mech carrier, nor one hero that pushes down towers very fast, at least not at the start. Later on, of course, he can, because he can tank the tower with his Chemical Rage, but yeah. Greedy, actually. It puts a lot of emphasis on the Night Stalker, because he needs to be buying some more time for that Alchemist to do well. 4 intellect heroes for tearing, by the way, guys. How about that, huh?
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds
4
remaining.
intellect and 1 agility hero for tearing. Part is a bit more balanced. I should probably get rid of the snow effect, shouldn't I? And look at who we have. Camera settings. Almost done with the T, guys. Don't worry. Teleport to middle lane, teleports to bottom lane. For tearing, we have Ice playing Darkseer, already very early on trying to get that ward out, but Vengeful Spirit beat him to it, so they see tearing move, they see Ice move. Place the ward. No sentry on the Vengeful Spirit, but they know it's there, so. But yeah, we had Ice on the Darkseer, Zeus played by Yamate, Ling on the Shadow Shaman. Another one that was out very early, 3 for 3. Playing the Bane, I got his ward out on the high ground over here. And last but not least, it is Razor, played by Ben. Now on the side of First Departure, we've got Kai playing the Night Stalker. And the sentry ward was there. Xuba playing the Alchemist, who made sure that he got that ward. 40 with the Grievous Greed, get some extra value there. Miracle playing the Gyrocopter. Bedrider played by Cal. And I feel like I'm missing someone. Lobby on the Vengeful Spirit. Kai playing the Night Stalker. I think I had some people twice and maybe missed one. No, I think I had them all. Runes and Knights and Spread. Interesting to see Tiring not trying to contest this. I mean, it's still fairly risky to do, of course, but you do know that you're up against an Alchemist who will try to get that rune and will go for that Grievous Greed to get that extra value out of that. But hey, if you think you're gonna be losing more than you'd gain by trying to contest that rune, then by all means, just let it go. Let it go. Okay. He is gone. Dota is on. So we do have Kai hanging around mid lane to try and harass this Zeus a bit, but 3 for 3 coming here too, so we got a dual lane situation going here for the moment. I do think that they're going to be backing off. However, I mean, in terms of dual lane situation, dual lane's going slightly in favor of Terran on this one, purely for having 2 ranged heroes and the Bane slightly having a more impact than a Night Stalker. At the same time, at least Night Stalker is stacking the camps for the Alchemist, as we just saw right there. So, interesting to see how this is gonna go. Especially to see if how long Bane will stick around. He did pick up boots first, so we can expect to see him rotate a lot. Rider on the offlane, of course, and he'll be up against a tri-lane or dual lane, depending on what Bane is doing. But Razor and Shadow Shaman is there, and Razor just forced Bat Rider
Dire's top tower
to a
is
tight
under
spot, and they
attack.
know where he is too. He has a Firefly, of course, and he can just fly away, but they are gonna force out that mana. Bottom lane has a dual lane going on as well for the set of first departure. They've got the Venge Gyro combination, and they're going to be up against that Darkseer, who's taking a bit of a beating, but the only reason he did that was because he could take that camp. It's of course something that the Darkseer will continue to do. He'll continue to secure farm, but it seems like he's not as... Maybe he took a bit of a beating from... well, he shouldn't have. Interesting to see this Darkseer maybe not having as big of an impact on the lane itself in terms of how the lane is pushing out and how much harassment he can do in the Gyrocopter, because this is a lot of free farm for Miracle just there. I do think that the middle lane is going to be the most important one though, unless one of the offlaners makes a big mistake. We have got an Invis rune for the Bane. He's going for this. Waiting for someone to get it completely out of position, maybe?
Radiant's
Oh,
bottom
not yet.
tower is under attack.
In the meantime, Rocket Barrage forces Ice back, and now we can get a bit of a glimpse of what happened probably earlier as well. He has to back off again. It looks like Bane is not able to make something happen with that Invis rune, as Xuba is 13 last hits for 0, with Zeus sitting on 16 to 2. That means that Alchemist is slightly catching up, as he was a little bit lower than the Zeus at the start of the laning stage. And all this roaming around for the Bane, I mean, it's not too bad for the Bane. He's got Brain Step, he's got Nightmare, he'll still be useful, regardless of what he does right now. But he does have to try and not to get too far behind. So far so good though, as I said, level 2, he's like the level as a Shadow Shaman. Well, Zeus is taking a large beating. He knows that there is actually a void. Kai wants to go for that, but maybe a bit too risky. Another rune coming out for the 4-minute rune very shortly. Are they gonna go for this? Yeah, they are. The sun coming out as well. He can't Nightmare himself. Oh, Kai though, he might be the one dying, but no. It will be a deny. No deny. No deny. He will still die, but the first blood actually goes to Shadow Shaman, who came in from behind and just zapped that Night Stalker. So 1-for-1 for these supports here that roamed around in the middle lane. A bit of a surprising turn with the Shadow Shaman turning up. First departure, we'll get the return kill, but that is all. That is all. Zeus was forced back too. He was out of mana and we just couldn't get the rune anymore. Had to go back to base. Does give the Bane a bit of a chance to get the experience in the middle lane in the meantime. Subai just made sure that his bottle got filled by the Night Stalker, who teleported back in. Nightmare setting up for that Alchemist, looking for maybe some extra damage as Darkseer goes down to the Gyrocopter. We're gonna follow this one for a sec, but looks like he's gonna be okay. Darkseer should not die against Gyrocopter. He is actually taking a lot of damage here. He's out of bottle charges as well. There is still this is the rune 4 minutes, guys. It's already been here for a full minute. But the Darkseer shouldn't die against the Gyrocopter. Darkseer is one of those offlaners that in theory is always going to be safe because he can just be from a safe distance. Obviously there's a stun there from the Vengeful Spirit, which can kind of catch you off guard, but that's the only disable that they have on this lane. So bit of I want to say misplay by Ice. Obviously we didn't see the kill though, because this is a kill that shouldn't have happened, so I wasn't expecting that, and I wasn't fortunately paying that much attention to it either. Even if he's not getting any last hits, sharing that experience is actually quite big for 4-3-4. 3-4-3. Oh, he might be in trouble though. Very much so. Very much so trouble. Yep, trouble. In comes the Nightmare. Trying to help him out. In the meantime, Alchemist getting the stun up on the Zeus. He still gets the rune. No, at least there's that. 4 heroes here from Terran, as Kai has to be careful. Doesn't want to get zapped this time. Who are they going to focus on? They don't seem to be focusing on anybody now. In comes Miracle. but the cooldown only hits for the first tick. 4 stacks of ticking napalm on that Bane, and the Rocket Barrage now goes to work on Ben. They kill off the Razor, they still lose the Night Stalker. Seems like, I kind of feel like First Departure could have gotten more out of that engagement. In the meantime, Vengeful Spirit is left alone on the bot lane, and we'll pay for that as Shadow Shaman comes to help Ice get the kill. And it kind of feels like maybe... Oh, maybe First Departure could have gotten a little bit more there, but it turned out to be an even trade. We now also, with the Vengeful Spirit dying on bot lane, have a fairly even trade there where Darkseer died once and Darkseer got a kill once, so at least he can get that one. Even though he didn't get solo experience, it's okay. He got gold from it, and that's enough. Zeus, surge forward, wants to go for this gyrocopter. He almost got it. Used his ultimate already. Has to be faster if he wants to try and catch up, but the surge is not going to be enough. Very close though, I like it a lot, the surge forward to try and get the kill, and that will leave Vengeful Spirit once again to get the experience coming into coming into the tower. In the meantime, Alchemist is a level 7, which means he has got that chemical rage, he can tank towers just fine. And therefore push towers fine as well. Night Stalker, it is nighttime, almost over, it's already 5 AM, it will turn daytime very soon again. Night Stalker's just trying to make something happen, oh, but he gets nuked down here. In comes the stun, might be enough, Ling. At least maybe Kai, no, he is so dead, you're not gonna go anywhere. Turned into a chick in the tower, not yet in the 9 range, but will be put in the 9 range by the seed creep this, so should be getting denied. But at least the Alchemist lived to see another day, because the Shadow Shaman in
middle tower has fallen.
no deny, okay. In the end, the Shadow Shaman coming out there into the middle lane might have been a plot to try and kill off the Alchemist, but because the Night Stalker was there, I killed the Night Stalker instead. So, you know, if you were playing the Night Stalker, you can kind of justify your death by thinking, you know, I died for my core, I died for my carry, I died for my Alchemist. I would say that, obviously, because it's obviously not his fault that he dies. This is how that works, right? Let's take a look at the Bat Rider, because we haven't seen him in a while. We've seen him farming the jungle. He's almost got his Blink Dagger, but because it's kind of funny because the Bane was sticking around for the experience as well. He just hasn't gotten that much experience yet, and he's still level 4. This is not the normal Bat. Why can't I see what Bat that is? Because it's a pretty cool Bat, I find. But yeah, this is interesting. He will get level 5.5 from that, but not like yet level 6. The swap is there on Ice, the stun as well, Rocket Barrage, kill off that Darkseer as they set up for a kill on the Vengeful Spirit. There's really no escaping this one for Lobby. The Brain Sap to kill it off from the Bane. Alchemist still coming in. Ooh, gotta be careful. He's stunned himself. In comes Terran. They know that he's there. The Chemical Rage is still on though for quite a while, so I'm not sure if Terran wants to do this, and neither are they, so they back off. Bit of a party here on this bottom lane.
Radiant's middle tower.
This top lane is left completely alone. Meantime, Bat Rider will go middle. Level 5.5 indeed after that. Camp has got enough money for Blink Dagger, and soon level 6. We're gonna see him having an impact on the game as well. He'll try to make things happen. Good word up the high ground. They spawn out the Shaman and the Zeus. As Alchemist actually decides to continue to farm top rather. I mean, there is a creep wave coming in there, and he does have a haste rune, so I mean, he's fine. And he will be fine for a while there, because there's only Darkseer on the top lane. The rest of Terran is shown on that bottom lane, and they will show actually as well, as in actually reveal that they're there. Which means that the Alchemist can continue farming a little bit more safer. In comes the Bat Rider, blinks forward, grabs Ling, knows that he would be the one to hex him or shackle him if he jumped for anybody else. Blink Dagger revealed. They find the Bane as well. Do they have enough chase potential for him? He does have another Blink soon, but there's a Razor there. Goes for his ultimate. Stun up. Oh, Darkseer. In some trouble there. Is it enough though? He has a surge again in 5 seconds. He puts up the wall. Does not have enough mana for a vacuum, but is still... Nah, it doesn't do anything. He dies. Good kill. I really like the medallion build on the alchemist. A little bit, it's not really old school, but it's a little bit old-fashioned. But it's nice. It works out very well. As they will trade tier 1 for tier 1 by the looks of things. Tier 1 top for tier 1 bottom. Unless Towering wants to defend this. They don't have Eye of the Storm. Do have a lot of nuke damage in the Zeus.
Dire's top tower is under.
They're actually not gonna go for it. They're gonna let it stand. They're gonna leave the gyrocopter up top. So far, I mean, the laning stage kinda to an end. Looking at who came out ahead, I definitely say first departure. That alchemist is a very farmed gyrocopter. Did great as well. And Batrider was able to get his blink dagger in the jungle. Even if he didn't win his lane per se. He didn't actually die, so... Definitely with the head start for first departure right now from the laning stage onward. You can see that back in the net worth as well. No fear though, no fear. This Darkseer is still getting okay farm. He's still... I mean, he might have died a few times, but he's still building towards the mechanism. And once he has that, there will still be a lot of potential to win some fights for Tearing. They just need a little bit more ramp up time. That's just the lineup that they have. Can't really help that. Well, they can if they want to pick different heroes. What? Camera, please! We saw that! The lasso, Bane! Bane is actually going to try to deny himself, but won't be able to. In the meantime, Zeus was able to help nuke down the Shadow Shaman. Sorry, the... that's on the same team. No, help nuke down the Gyrocopter. Because Gyrocopter died. Shadow Shaman got the kill in the end with the wards. But... the 1-for-1 in favor of Towering as they take down a core. While first departure was only able to take down a support Bane. So it begins. Towering, the trades, the favorable trades. Ling, he is allowed to be a bit more greedy this game as they do have that Bane to go for the number 5 support. And he goes for Blink Dagger. Kind of needing a Blink Dagger in the same way that a Lion would per se, for example. Just for those initiations. Catching people out. Blinking forward and hexing someone before they can do anything at all. I like blinking away. Meantime, Night Stalker got himself the Solar Crest. Curious to see what he goes for next. He's got 1400 gold. We're gonna have a bit of a smoke going on here. Indeed. First departure. Now, it would be a shame if all they would get is a Bane here, though. Are they actually gonna go for... yeah, they can go for Roche if they want to. They've got the Solar Crest. Are they only gonna go for a Bane? Because he is the only one that showed up here in the bottom lane. And, yeah. That is the Zeus Ultimate. That is the Vision game right there. Everybody missing for the map? Zeus Ultimate. Yeah, you might not get all the damage output from that, but you at least make sure that at that point Vision is just way more valuable than any damage would be. They do get a tower here on this bottom lane. No kill though, even Bane still lives. Keep Bane. And they want to try to defend their tier 1 on the top lane, well, defending. At least maybe denying. Wards go up. Bop is there as well though, and that's Lobby already dead for the count. Kai coming in, wanting to try and stop maybe Ben from doing anything. The tower is gonna go down regardless. And they're trying to chase this down. Zeus coming in from the side. No more heroes from first departure showing close enough for them to go upon, or do they? They just jump forward, they lasso Ice. They get into no spells used for Ice apart from that vacuum. Cooldown, making sure that nobody else on tower comes close. Rocket Barrage kills off that Bane real fast. It's Alchemist. Ooh, the wards from the Shadow Shaman can't fight under those. Double kill for Cal. 3 for 1 still, but that gyrocopter is dying a lot to these things. Oh. This sentry does see the observer, but because the observer was played after the sentry, they can't actually counter that. They don't know it's there, let's put it that way. Need 2 seconds. Okay. Sorry guys, sometimes my nose still is kind of full and then I have to empty it. Yeah, it's very charming. I'm very well aware, but has to be done, guys, just to try and, you know. Oh, what? Wait a second. Can't see the 5-minute delay things here. What is this? You're off later. Cheerio. What is this set? This is the mount. Fiery Teal. Isle. Yes. Oh, smoke gang. Where are you going? There's 2 people still middle for tearing, so they might want to try to make a pincer movement, but they have to be careful, yeah, because there were 4 people in mid lane for first departure, so if they want to try and gank someone, then they would be outnumbered if they were just 3. Diving behind the tier 1 tower is risky regardless. They are still gonna look to do something. They do have that invis rune on the Zeus, so they don't have to worry about the smoke too much. They can just come in and see what's happening. Sentry ward being placed, so if Yamate moves back, Lobby though, Fiend's Grip from the side already, he'll be the first one to go. Zeus still hiding himself. And I think they saw, I think he came into tower range. Not entirely sure. Tier 1 tower on the siege in the meantime from the front. Zeus still hanging around in the back. Do they want to go on that? Well, they just want, oh well, maybe they do. Maybe they do. In comes a Night Stalker, Blink and Force Stabber there for Cal. They grab Yamate. The vacuum is still there though, but maybe there's still enough damage to grab on to the Zeus. No, and with what's placed there, I think that's gonna be giving Tearing a bit of an option to maybe flee if they can. But Cal still got the kill on the Shadow Shaman with the Flame Break. Zeus still ends up going down as well. They're gonna continue for this, dodging the wall, dodging the wards of the Shadow Shaman, having a stun available, going for that Razor right here, having the Mind Armor on. You'll die as well. 2 heroes left alive, 1 already in the base. And the Bane is floating back through the mid lane. Tyrant getting caught out like that. Very unfortunate for them. So all they got was a Shadow Shaman earlier on for that gank that they had. And that's a lot of time that they used for that as well. And at this point, you gotta start to wonder, if you're a Tearing fan, when is Tearing gonna be taking some more control of this game, because
Radiant's middle tower
they're starting to lose their control a bit here. They were able to take down 2 towers, but oh, Vengeful Spirit.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, they easily can counter that. But yeah, they can take some towers, but they seem to not be able to properly take the fights. They don't have the advantage there, and while this is all going on, I kind of feel like if they trade even, it's not in their favor. They have to actually win fights, because in terms of late game, I would put the favor on the first departure in terms of heroes purely. So they can need to they can have more time pressure. They have more time pressure than first departure. Let's put it that way. And therefore trading even is not desired. Let's see if Link can maybe push down a tower by himself. Though he does have the backup of his team. All came into the Radiant jungle. He has the wards up. His team is all there. If Ling is gonna get jumped, I'll be here for him. So far it's just a Bat Rider coming in. Oh, careful there. Oh, the Bat Rider. He still grabs the Shadow Shaman. He knows that he's in trouble though the moment that that lasso ends. But he is able to stay alive, and Kai comes in, and Ling is the first one to already die. The vacuum into the wall does force first departure back a bit, and they do lose the Bat Rider as well as the Alchemist. Zoo's able to put out tremendous amounts of damage. Will be able to use himself up in the air so that he doesn't die to the tower. And where's the worst there for the Shadow Shaman? It's gonna be a tier 2 tower, and that's the fight that they won and took a tower off the back of. That's the kind of fight that they need to have. Alchemist is teleporting into death, actually. Zeus just able to nuke him down. Oh, hello. Nice talker, gotta be careful there. Does pick up the bounty rune, but can't stick around.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And with that, that's everything I just said regarding what tearing should or shouldn't do. Oh, they should do what they just did. Probably they do it for the other tier 2 towers as well. And preferably they don't die through this combination. Cooldown doesn't hit on Ben. He does move back into it though. But I don't think that would have mattered for the result, as Kai is taking a bit of a beating there, but he'll be okay. He has an earn charge. And it's just Shadow Shaman teleporting him. He gets the experience. He doesn't need to chase anything down. They get the Razor kill. Very important. With that, the Razor is no longer second on net worth, which he was just at. Radiance done on Xuba. Because he can. Scary going up against an alchemist like that. And I would almost forget that at some point he can start getting access to his teammates. But the access that he can get for his teammates this game are actually quite good. Rangeful Spirit Axe, don't underestimate that range of the swap. That Rider, double lasso anybody? Yeah. I mean, it's not the most amazing high impact team fight type of axe. Well, it could be potentially, but like it's not a Witch Doctor or something like that, you know, or a Wind Ranger. But it is quite decent. So normally, at some point, Alchemist is done farming, but for now, I mean, he will not be done farming for a while. He can use he can get a lot of Aghanim's for a lot of people. Tearing up too. They seem to be wanting to group up. Seem to be wanting to perhaps smoke again. I do have one in the vein. Checking for some vision. Seeing if they can have the privacy of the smoke here. They do. They do have privacy of the smoke. No wards here for first departure. First departure regardless. I mean, they have got some aggressive warding. Let's take a look. One on the wards there and one over there. As Razor will show himself, but he has got a gang behind him, or next to him rather. Nobody in first departure is around though, everybody is hanging around the mid lane, and it looks like they might want to smoke up themselves, or maybe take the engines. But they don't know what's happening right now. They've got no vision of the Roche pit, even if Terran just walked there on foot and didn't pass the lane, they would have been fine. Now they realize something's going on, but it's too late. Roshan will go down. The only reason they would fight is if you want to fight into an Aegis. Sure. Do you really want to fight into an Aegis? Oh, okay, yes you do. Bat Rider is in trouble straight away, hexed up and already dead. Swapped in is the Bane. He'll end up going down. Cooldown is still there. Ice able to teleport out. Ben will still lose his Aegis, but he gets a gyrocopter with that as well. Worth it. Heals up in the air on the Vengeful Spirit. Does have a stun available in a second. Will not be able to use it though, because dies before that happens. And now Alchemist, together with the Night Stalker, the last two left alive, and perhaps they can make this fight worth their while. And then they trade 3 for 3, which is very impressive considering they did take the Aegis. But they lose the Gyrocopter again, guys. Gyrocopter is having a really rough time. Poor Batrider just jumping into his doom there. Jumping into the Shackle and the Hex. Straight away. On the bright side, this Night Stalker seems to be having a very high survival rate, which is really good because he's actually very close to his own Aghanims, and yeah, he doesn't want to wait for an Alchemist to farm his Ag, because first Alchemist needs to farm for himself, and because this is not the type of game where Alchemist actually will look to buy Ags for people. He'll use that as like, oh, what else can I buy? I'm kind of 6 slotted, and then he start building some Aghanim Scepters, and that would mean that if this game is like another 20 minutes long or so. So Night Stalker will get his own because it's too important to Hello? No. Alchemist doesn't want to chase that. Too risky. There might be people coming in to help out that Shadow Shaman. As Alchemist now has a BKB as well. We actually saw him use it pre-fight, didn't we? We did. We did indeed.
Dire's tower is under attack.
The gem in the hands of the Batrider for the moment until that axe is done on the Night Stalker. 800 gold before that's done. And both teams are kind of playing it passively right now, not really looking for anything. Where are they? Do have a smoke available. Checking for wards. Yeah, they are gonna try and smoke probably again. We don't have an Aegis though. We have an Aether Lens for the Bane. Like that one, we can take a look at the items. Grievous's Greed from the Darkseer. Dungeon Yasha on the Razor. I mean, these are all heroes with fairly standard item builds. We do have a Veil on the Zeus, which might not be that standard. Aether Lens is actually an item that I was expecting Yamate to maybe go for earlier. But I do like the Veil a lot.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
The Shadow Shaman has his Aghanims finished now, so that will be some beautiful words. This might be the action that we were hoping to see. Are they gonna go for this? Alchemist, Chemical Rage is on. Perhaps Towering just wants to wait till that's over. We don't have Gyrocopter here. He is on his way, but he's fairly far off. So Alchemist just decides to start hitting the tower of Batrider. He knows. He grabs Ben. The Nightmare is there straight away, but it doesn't matter. Ben's still taking a lot of damage. Night Stalker coming in from the side, who will end up going down as the first one instead of first departure. But it doesn't matter, because with the Razor down, the Darkseer down, this could be it for a first departure. This could be at least a fight for first departure, but no, buyback from Ben, and he makes sure that they can turn this around. We still have a Vengeful Spirit there, but that does not matter. The Vengeful Spirit very much dead. Batrider is the only surviving member. It looked decent for first departure, but with the buyback of the Razor, they basically secured themselves that they would win that fight. Tearing. And that poor Night Stalker, I said he had a high survival rate. And the first thing we see him do is walk in from the side here.
Double damage.
Basically going like that. Because he thought it was just a Razor, right? But then all of Towering is standing right there and they all kill off that Night Stalker instantly, so that was fairly sad. Why is my camera not moving on its own? There we go. $200 gold to go. See, if they would have that Aghanims there, that would not have happened. They would have noticed. They would have had the vision. I think. Nice. That was a considerate ping from Xuba. A considerate ping to, hey, get your hill troll in safety, dude. I'm gonna pull. I don't want your hill troll to die. And then the hill troll didn't die. A very even game we have on our hands here, guys. If we compare this to yesterday's games, my oh my. At the same time, both of these teams seem... Oh, they did fight on top lane just now. And they're gonna smoke here. Yeah, okay, I shouldn't complain. I should not complain. I think that the reason why I feel like there's less action that there could be is because I'm a play-by-play caster, so I just want to see action all the time because I don't really have an analyst. Oh, is it smoke up on smoke action? It is. But high ground advantage for Tarring. Here comes the BKB straight away, but the last one is there. Cal though, hexed up, vacuumed, already dead. No bat rider for this fight. Cal also forced back the cooldown though. The gyrocopter able to pull his weight. He will end up going down to those Shadow Shaman wards. Fighting on those is not a smart plan. As Lobby will also feel the results of battle. No, he will end up going down from Yamate, but Xuba will kill off Yamate for that one, and that will be a team wipe in favor of first departure. Triple kill for Xuba, the gyrocopter. I mean, that was. I feel like that was a fight that showed the worth of the gyrocopter for sure. Yeah, he died. Because the wards lived. There's really nothing you can do to kill off the wards real fast, I feel. You also saw the Night Stalker having to flee instantly. He went in, silenced, I think, Yamate, and then had to run straight out again.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Poor Balrider. At least he held that Razor in place for a little while.
Dire's bottom
But
tower
they won't use any real heroes to push on this bottom lane.
are fortified.
Oh, hello. Bane. He rotated middle. Looks for a pickoff, but won't be able to do that as the tower doesn't not get the knife. You saw Link try, but he was too late. The siege creep did it.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Maybe they could have taken the tower, but I think that then Alchemist would have been nightmared, and they would have been saved for the Shadow Shaman to come around as well, and they would have actually been able to kill him off. Probably. That was a nice Stalker Axe, of course, in that fight too. The high ground advantage or not, I guess they could see what's happening on the other side of the hill.
Regeneration!
Dash for the gyrocopter now as well. The next Roshan is going to be important, more important for first departure in terms of going high ground, but important therefore for Tara to try and at least deny the Aegis, or at least take it themselves so that there's no high ground option for first departure. Roshan's back up again, so we'll soon see what's going to happen there. Both teams can take their Roshan fairly fast.
Being denied.
With the last outer tower down on the set of tiring. First departure. Next goal, high ground. There's a few options they have for doing that. Obviously, Roshan and trying to siege is one. They have the Manta style on the Alchemist, and they can just try to send those illusions up high ground all the time. But Shadow Shaman is quite good at getting rid of an illusion. At least one of them you can just hex them, and they're not that tanky either. They do now have the Assault Cuirass, but that's about it. They can try to get a pick off, smoke gank, kill 2 or 3 members of Tarring if they have the chance, and then go high ground after that. Regardless of which road they take though, I mean taking Roshan is actually good in all scenarios. They did see that there is a Roshan, but they also know that Tarring knows. And Tarring is going through the mid lane, wrapping around. We see the Drongs. We saw the Drong of the Bane first. If they would take the path that they are taking right now. departure. Are they gonna get caught by surprise? I think they are.
A gift from the goddess.
They're gonna come from the back. They're gonna come from behind. The smoke is about to run out, those, and these creeps might see them. So it's also being used, and actually they find the gyrocopter before anything else happens. No gyrocopter for this fight. No buyback for him either. He can't be here. The stun goes up on Ben, but he has a BKB. Takes him quite a bit of damage. Zuba is doing what he can, but not enough damage just yet. Kai getting killed off as well. Gem on the deck as well, as Ling is doing enormous damage with his wards right here. Nobody fights under them, and there is no way first departure to take that fight, and therefore Roshan will be in the hands of Taring. All because of that wraparound. Great positioning from them.
What, sir?
Soup lives though, I mean that's nice. And I did say that Taring would probably take Roshan, but not now. They have about 20 seconds to do it though. Who has the gem now, by the way? Obviously dropped. It is the Bane. Bane has the gem. This is not the fastest Roshan in the lands in the world. I think still fast enough though. The reason they took it last time so fast was because they had wards of the Shadow Shaman, but they're actually not gonna risk it. They're actually backing off. Can they fake back? To buy a new gem? They did. Yeah. With a nice soccer you can take Roshan fairly easily, and they can actually see them coming in here too if they want to.
Roshan has fallen to the radiant.
Link, looking for a lasso. We'll be able to find one. Can't get hexed right now. It is the Bane that he caught, and they go off on Ben next time. BKB already ran out. Ice in a bit of trouble there. His wall plays way too far back. First the party doesn't want to pass that anyway. Yamate doing what he can on Cal before he'll end up going down too. The Veil even went out, but it doesn't matter. 3 dead on the side of Taring, and the Roshan already taken on the gyrocopter. We'll go back to pick up the creep wave. Maybe they want to try to force out some buybacks. Zeus and the Darkseer both have buyback. X on the creep, unfortunately for Ling. Swap there, long range swap there. That is Ether Lens for you. Ben gets a BKB, gets away. They do take out Ling though, and they have got the wards down. The wards, this time they can just get focused. Oh, miracle! No, Age is down. And those wards are very painful. Why did I not kill them all? There you go, free goal right there. That is the Rex under siege right now. We do have Razor and Bane standing close by, but they can just watch and see their buildings fall. With the Zeus back up alive, they gotta be careful. They're hoping for someone to come forward and farm this. Darkness pop. No vision there for Taring. Taring knows. Taring so knows. They're so ready to jump this. Oh, Cal. Has got his BKB. Alchemist will end up stunning himself. They're not gonna do this. Or are they? They might. Still. Nah. Pressure is on though.
My pension.
With 1 Rex down. They do have a few heroes that are really good at pushing the waves out. And that's really, I mean, that's really fortunate for them. Zeus also has got an Octarine Core. I'm still waiting for an Ether Lens from him. Or a Refresher. They do have a lot of burst damage, and we do often see like 1 or 2 heroes just getting nuked down on the start of a fight on the side of first departure. Mostly that due to the Shadow Shaman wards, though. I just want to, once again, put emphasis on the amount of damage that these second wards do. And they're not even level 3 yet. No ages this time. First departure. Feeling lucky though. Oh, they didn't feel lucky enough. They do see them. BKB is on. Fiend's Grip stayed away on that rider, so he can't lasso anybody, but there's no damage on him in the meantime. Now he ends up going down as Kel gets shackled. The wards are down. First departure, losing a lot of life, but not enough yet. Or is it? Oh, Ling actually got the kill up on the Alchemist right there. Gyrocopter, one of the last ones alive. The swap is there into safety, or is it into death? We'll find out soon. It is into death for Lobby, and maybe Miracle gets saved by that, but Ling jumps forward, hexes up Miracle, and that's a team wipe in favor of Tearing. And again, these wards do so much. The Shadow Shaman just zapping out that Alchemist there at the end does so much. Seems they keep forgetting or underestimating the Shadow Shaman. I don't... They were just too tricky or happy. Now on the bright side for first departure, Tearing can't really do a lot with the fights they win. Because the wards are down. And they can't push very fast without it. More gems. And then he actually loses his own gem as well. There's no new gem up on the side of... There is. There is a gem up. Oh no, there is not. Sorry, I clicked wrong or something. 4.5 minutes before there's another gem on the side of the Radiant, and looks like they're not gonna give any chance to first departure to get that gem back. Refresher done now on Zeus. So he gets his new item with that fight. Keep forgetting to click fight recaps, guys. I'm sorry. And this chat correctly points out there's no Lincolns on anybody on the side of first departure. Who would buy it? He'd ask as well. This rate maybe only Batrider or something. I'm mostly curious to see what Alchemist is building. Take a look. Because he's had that for a while. Does that mean that we have an... Yeah! Batrider has an axe, guys. I forgot. I missed that earlier. But he now has an axe. And so does Venge. So that's the swap right there, being super long range. So that's 2 Aghanims is given away already. The Gyrocopter still has one that he can give away too.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
But you were, yeah. He already made 2 extras, and he didn't even eat a moon shard yet. Because that's something that he can still do as well. So he's thinking about his team before thinking about himself. Although, to be honest, based on last fight, perhaps he should think about himself. Cause he died to Shadow Shaman like that is very sad. Fortune hasn't had enough though. I want more blood. Trying to lock Tower in their base again. I mean, even if they just want to lock them in their base until the Roshan is back up, that would be a good thing. Someone comes out of position, sure, just go for it. In the meantime, send up your illusions. Try to go for some cheeky split push. Aircraft now with an MKB. And he can send his Manta illusions to the high ground as well if he wants to, but he doesn't want to use the Manta by the looks of things. Now those towers seen better days.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Still waiting. Patient.
Dire's
Let's
bottom
pop
tower
that
is
rider.
under attack.
He's ready. He's ready to jump in and grab someone. Power
Dire's
down.
bottom tower has fallen.
Suba's just baiting it out. Chemical Rage in full throttle. Suba intercepted to safety, but the vacuum is still there, and the wall up on 3. That is already a good start for Terran, as they are able to already kill off one lobby, stopping Terran from chasing down his team. But it doesn't matter. Zeus is still able to kill the gyrocopter from a long distance, and they get 3 in total. The racks still stand, barely, but still stand. Roshan's back up, by the way. The Bear couldn't even get out his lasso, guys. That was, I mean, that's a problem, right? If you're gonna be trying to bait something out, you gotta be ready for everything that comes, and they were not ready. After, like, the Alchemist got Hag Stop, and then Force Staff was used from the Bear Rider to get him into safety. That was all that was needed. Maybe they could have swapped him. That would put someone in danger. Roshan. I saw him. The ping comes out. They know he's there. They don't have the words of the Shadow Shaman yet, though. They used them. Yeah, that fight was, I don't know what first departure we were expecting to do differently there. Maybe get a successful jump up, but Terran, they're aware of what first departure wants to do, so. And now with the Night Stalker, as they do realize that Roche is up again as well. Departure can take it way easier. And we're reaching the point where I said, first departure just, in theory, has just better heroes. They should have a better chance in terms of late game. But if first departure keeps throwing themselves at Terran's base without getting anything in return for it, keeps basically feeding Terran more and more gold, well, then at some point it's not going to be that successful. And as you can see, at some point, first departure was 20k gold ahead, now it's down to 10. The experience graph shows it more clearly even. We're starting to reach a point where Terran is getting ahead. Terran goes for this. They've got a smoke. Last time they came in from behind on first departure, they won that fight. Can they do it again? The smoke is there, the smoke breaks though. Zeus ultimate comes out, Kai getting hexed up first, the vision gone. No, a pistol blade up on the Razor. It is the lasso finally that's on Yamate. Perhaps they can kill him off before he can do most of his burst damage. Ling dropping. It looks like we're gonna have a fight pay for a first departure as Ben falls as well. An ultra kill for Tsuba. Zeus ultimate still there to after buyback to kill off the gyrocopter. Seems to be a popular target. The gyrocopter has had enough. Sure guys, I'm buying back. We're going for this. We're ending this right here, right now. They have got a buyback on the Razor as well as the Shadow, or rather as well as the Dark Sea, not on the Shadow Shaman yet. So 3 heroes left alive on the side of Terry. With those buybacks done, looks like it's Roche time. Is there a gem on deck still? Yeah. Multiple gems. Hello. There you go. More gems.
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
And the miracle ages. Nom 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 nom. Yes. He just ate a load of mangoes, guys, to get his mana up. This is what you just saw happening. Also, what you just saw happening was an Aghanims again complete on the courier. And I think this one is for, indeed, the gyrocopter. So we now have all of the people that didn't have an Aghanims yet with an Aghanims. Now it's time for moon shards, guys. Moon shards. Or it's just time for fights. Aircraft at least can die to the Zeus this time. But he hasn't ages. Do they want to do this? How do they want to do this?
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower.
By baiting out the alchemist is how they want to do this. In comes the lasso. They grab Ben first. The swap is there as well. It's very far away though. I'm not sure if that swap was where they wanted to be. Not sure at all if that was where they wanted to be. Night Stalker forced back. Alchemist bought back into the game. Is already back here as he did have boots of travel. He got left alone after the swap. That was an interesting swap. Interesting play there from Blubby. They almost killed out that Razor. They could have killed off the Razor, I think, maybe. Anyway, Shadow Shaman wards were deployed, and that's a big factor for Tiring for winning these fights often. So, plus 126 damage, 29 damage. With the wards down and the H is still in the hands of the Jericho, so they can try this again. The lasso is up again in 10. Going for the other lane, why not? Still got some Rex standing here too. Fortification used. BKB used as well. On Cal, they get Ben again. This time there's no awkward swap. He does get a BKB up still though, and he's draining the damage of Cal, who's trying to run away from that one. The wards were there again. Bane still ends up going down. Zeus now with his refresher damage. That's a lot of damage, but a Veil only comes after he uses his ultimate. Razor still ends up going down, and Gyrocopter just goes to town on the back of things. Razor darts here, double kill for Miracle. He goes for Yamate as well. Yamate silenced up by Cal. Hi. End up dropping as the only one so far on the side of First Departure. First Departure very low, but still able to do this. Perhaps they go for the range Rex first, get that as well. Cheese dropped somewhere to maybe help out because the Vengeful Spirit doesn't need it herself.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
I want to give it to one of her teammates as the mega creeps emerge on the side of First Departure. I think we might have with that seen the end of the first game here in this best of 3 series. Kai is back, he bought back. Why not? This could be the end. You need to be here for your team. Silencing up the Zeus if you can, because that's a long ass silence. I mean, he does have Yule to get rid of that, but it's still him out of play for a little while. Veil is up, Lobby. Woohoo! Didn't quite beat him there. Will be able to survive for the moment. Queen's jump up on the Bat Rider. And the Jericho up there, just standing there at the sideline hitting. It's a GG. It is a first game going the way of First Departure. Tiring will have to try to win the next 2 in a row to still have a chance to making it to the Shanghai Major. As this is a best of 3, this is the semi-finals in the lower bracket. The winner of this best of 3 will move on to face MVP Phoenix later on today to decide the last spot for Southeast.